Greetings. Stay tuned for my next project on Rushing Forward Adventures. Greetings, this is Larry from Rushing Forward Adventures back to you. Alright, well, I got the mower deck and all that stuff out of the garage. Started backing in here with my next project here, which we'll start uncovering it and get it ready to take a look at. Over here on the stand a little bit so I can use both hands to get this off. As you can see, she's a wheel horse. Hydrostat, I think it's around the 74 model. Any rate, Dad fabricated the snow blade on it. well, you fabricated it for another tractor, and then I fabricated it onto this tractor, which was one that was given to me by my aunt, if I could get it running. Well, I got it running and actually mowed some with it. The deck, as you can see, is I've had to do some welding on. This is sprung out here and it's all rusted out in there, but there's still enough metal there. I think I can salvage it for a few more seasons and make good use of it. Been well abused before I got it, but it's got a C-channel rail that runs all the way to the back. Actually, I think it's old side rail off of possibly a Model T. I don't know. It's wider in the front and tapers down, but I don't know. At any rate, the may have been the actual pull hitch for a old piece of farm equipment too, because I'm sure he got that metal off the old farm. At any rate, but it's extremely cold already. It warmed up to the low 40s today, but the last few days it's the highs is in the teens and 20s. So I haven't been outside much, but got the old Kohler, USA Kohler, 12 holes. Gas is out. I'll probably try to put a battery tender on that battery. It's not swelled up, so it might very well take a charge. But I got some metal to straighten out. It got caved in there a little bit, and don't know if I'll leave the snow plow on it or not. Do have the chains hanging back there if I do want to use it, but it's just so much easier to get the Massey out and the bucket and with the four-wheel drive. Even though this with the chains, boy, you'd be surprised how well that thing goes through. I've pushed snow before where it's right over the top of the blade and wet, and it was surprising. I figured, well, I'll just get stuck. Nope, I didn't. It started digging within chains, and boy, she just kept butting along. At any rate, so in the near future, I hope to have you hear this run. And I got another project that's still undercover out at the farm, but that's going to be a long-term endeavor. But at any rate, this is the very next endeavor. We're going to see about making it run. I don't think there's going to be any issue getting it running, but never know. Like I said, I think it's a 74, but I don't positively know. Sure, there's a I figured there'd be a label somewhere, unless I'm just missing it. That's a possibility. That's a possibility. At any rate, pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, folks, I'm gonna let you go for now. Go park the trailer, shut everything down, hook up the battery charger, shut everything down in the garage, get the tractor back in the garage, and get this on for this evening. We'll come back to it in the next few days. So thanks for watching. Well, here's the update. We got it inside and got my Massey back inside. Got her hood up, and we hooked up the believe it or not, we hooked up that battery to a tender, and I figured, well, it's going to be shorted. By golly, she's charging. So that battery, wow. Made in Colombia. Well, here I was going to brag on American-made battery, but it says made in Colombia, so I don't think that's made.
2017 battery too.
It's a 2017 battery? Ah. Well, shoot. That's pretty good.
And this is a 72.
Oh, and yeah, and we found out, we found the serial tag. It's down underneath here. Underneath the bottom there, and it's a 72 wheel horse. So pretty cool. It's gonna be kind of cool. Get this thing going again.
Even the hood's thicker than a
We must have got into that somehow, or somebody did. No, that's plastic.
It's just a plastic cover.
Wow, the plastic is deformed.
A little melted.
Yep. Well, the muffler on that's not factory. That's something I put on because, believe it or not, it had one of them round mufflers sticking over here to the side. And dude, when you're mowing along in 90-degree weather, that heat from that exhaust just coming right back here when you're mowing along. So I put this, the contraption on there, muffler on there, so it shoots down toward the ground. So the only heat coming back is, of course, this fan on this motor really blows the air too, but it's not near as bad as that heat coming from the exhaust. But at any rate, that was done long ago, probably around 2017. That time that battery was. All right, folks, that's where she be. When I get back to it and so forth, we'll see what all we can get accomplished, and see if definitely at least see if we can get her running, because it was out of fuel. That I'm suspecting that diaphragm pump is probably, if that diaphragm's probably shot, but I guess we won't know until we try. So it may actually have a build date on it. It's a K301 though. 4708 is the spec number. Model's a K301AS. So the K301 was actually one of Kohler's better motors for longevity and so forth. All right, thanks for watching, folks. Say good evening, Stephen.
What's up, y'all?
Well, greetings, everyone. Larry with Rushing Forward Adventures back to you. I decided to see what I could get, if I could get this little jewel running. It looks like I got a green light on my battery tender. So by golly, that old battery Must have charged up. So let's see if this thing even cranks. Well, it does, but not real good. Of course, as dirty as those connections are and corroded, yeah, that's probably not real good. At any rate, I'll bring you back here in a little bit when I get a little further along. Probably take the battery tender off here long enough and clean up the battery cables and so forth like that. So we can make sure we got spark. If nothing else, I can jump it off of another battery I got here. So at any rate, I'll be back to you in a little bit. Well, I'm back. We got the battery out. I wiped it off a little bit. Looks like the positive lug is pretty well corroded almost off. Don't look like the right lug for it anyway. Wipe the battery down a little bit. We're gonna try to set you right there. And I will first test for voltage. See what the voltage is. It was showing on the battery tender though as being fully charged, so we'll just verify that and so forth. Let's first check the voltage across the whole thing here. I'll get my OTC meter out here and take a gander what kind of voltage we got. Need to clean these terminals up, but might help if I had it turned up, right? Okay. Well, that ain't charged. If you can see that, that's 10-4. Well, that's not good. Why was it showing fully charged? It should be 12-4, 12-3, 12-4, something like that. So cells here. See if we got anything that looks funny in the cells. Well, it definitely got acid in it. Oh, it smells funky though. Take those off, it smells funky. We got a bad cell, I can guarantee you. Yep. I would say there's a bad cell. Yeah, let's get a couple. Smell good. All right. So if we do this, should tell us the voltage in the first cell. If you'll see, that's 137.14. Now, just for giggles and so forth, let's go to the other end, because these shells should have about 2 volts. And if we stick that in there, okay, I think we found the bad cell. This is in cell. The reason I say that is because if you look, when I stick this in here to the acid and test this post, I should have, if you'll notice, it's only about 0.5, about 0.55. If I go to the very next cell, now I got 2.5. So if I keep going, there's 8, 9, drop by 2 volts, 6, 7, 9, drop by 2 volts, 4, 6, 9, 2, 5, 9, 2, 2, 5, 9, and 250, 252. Okay, well, 0.5. Okay. So it's one of these two cells is corroded pretty badly. At least it ain't gonna have enough to crank it over very much. I mean, it may crank a little bit, but I'll drop so much voltage through the battery that it won't have enough to supply the ignition. So, well, kind of at a standstill unless I can adapt this car battery somehow to work. Well, actually, I can use my jumper cables and just run to it. That's what I'll do. That be what I do. I'll bring you back when I get a little bit more on her. Well, I'm back. The extra battery there I had was kind of low, so I had to put it on my old Montgomery Ward's battery charger. I'm not sure. The young ones probably don't remember what Montgomery Ward's was, but it was a big, huge department store like Sears, and they gone out of business. But that's that was purchased in 1979. Still a good one. Anyway, had to charge that up. Got the cables hooked up here. Went ahead and put a magnetic block heater on. Heat that oil up at 30 weight. It's a little thick at the moment because it's cold outside. But as you can hear, I'll turn the key and turn her over. She's definitely got compression, I can hear that. And got a little ahead there. Already checked for voltage to the coil, and it's got spark. Sorry I didn't film that, but I got into it there to see what I could get done, and so forth. Now there is no fuel in it right now, or the fuel that is in it is pretty well shot. So what we'll do here, pull the air cleaner off here. Oh, that's dirty. And we'll actually, that'll sit right down there. That's a good place for that. Just put that in the lid. We'll take a little bit of starting fluid. We have some Tradco engine starting fluid. Oh, that's been around a long time. Alright, you can see I don't use starting fluid very often. Anyway, we'll put a couple, well, maybe we'll. Well, maybe you gotta hold it upside down. Yep. Alright. Got the kerosene heater going, so I don't want to get too erratic with that. But let's see if she'll even fire here. We'll turn the throttle up just a little bit. I think we ought to choke it a little bit. Oh, I heard a fire. Hey, I believe she'll run. All right. Oh, choke cable's sticking. Oh yeah, we'll have to lubricate that up a little bit. Hey, she fired. Okay. Now, we gotta get this. Oh, that's brittle. Ooh, that's rough and brittle. It does have a plastic tank, so it should be fairly easy to clean out. Shouldn't have to worry about rust, just bad fuel. Oh, it has a shut-off. Okay. Has a shut-off on the fuel down underneath there. Don't know that you can see it. There's a valve underneath there to shut it off. Looks like there's an inline fuel filter. Don't really want to break it because I don't have line at the moment to replace it. Well, yeah, that don't. I know that this ain't smell-o-vision, but boy, whew. Yeah, that definitely some old fuel. Well, let me see if I can get this somehow off here. Looks like uses this spring here. And I'll get this tank out and get it cleaned out. And See if I can set you up here. Let's see how this. Probably a good thing that is split. Fuel tank's empty, but that seal is split. If you can see it, don't think it's supposed to be that way. As you can see, I'm trying to get that out and not having much success. Oh, there she come. Oh, I see. It's just a rubber plug that is split, this rotted and split. Okay. Well, okay. Well, you can see the corrosion in that valve, but that's the bottom of the tank. And I'll have to see if I can get a seal grommet that goes up in there when I go to use it again. All right, now, see, there's nothing in it, which I guess I could have looked inside it to see, but oh my, got all kinds of either a mouse or a squirrel made a nest back up in there. They're back in there. Got to clean that out. And I don't know. I guess I'll need to well, that's some solid hose. All right, I know it'll fire. So the big thing now is to get fuel to it, and it's a diaphragm pump on the front of this, so I'll probably have to fill this line up before that pump will actually start pumping. And might be able to draw out of a fuel can with some hose. Actually, I could just use that inline filter, maybe. Well, you can blow through it. Okay. flow direction. Says goes this way. Okay. So that's how it's supposed to go. Well, nothing left to do but to do it. So we will see if we can get fuel down into that. Got a brush back here. What I've done is put a little bit of fuel in the old Lucas oil additive container, and gotta cut the top a little bit here so that we can hopefully put it in that hose. All right, now I have she's starting to run out of gas in that line. Hey, hot diggity. Now they're all lined up to go through the Christmas lights in the park. If you can see it through the haze, boy. Well, there was a little bit of that Lucas oil treatment still left in there when I started. So I just mixed oil, gas, a little bit of gas with it, but figured it'd help me, if nothing else, help lubricate the cylinder a little bit. But I don't even, it's great that even the carburetor, I mean, it idles. The carburetor is good. I gotta, you know, like I said, I gotta change a lug. I gotta get a good battery. Because I thought this one was good, but it's not as good as, not that good. Still had to get the old Montgomery Ward's charger out and charge it up just to crank it over. And that's even with heating the oil. That little cat's heater on that cast iron block, it helps that oil. And but folks, that's awesome. We got her going. So, well, I guess I got some cleanup to do, and I'm gonna find I think I got a lug for that positive cable. We'll put that lug on. See about getting a battery tomorrow. I'm gonna have to get some more flexible hose. That hose is, geez, it's rough. Gotta see if I can find me a grommet that goes up into the plastic fuel tank. A few things here and there, but since it's winter, I don't know if I want to take this. Might just leave the snowplow on for now, okay, if I want to use it instead of using the big one. The only problem of it is all that rust right there. I'll have to try to clean that up and put a little bit of a paint coat on that. Probably just paint it on with a brush just to make it smoother, so once it packs up with dirt and snow and stuff like that, it don't want to move it off the blade. It just kind of sticks and piles on the front of it. But at any rate, it'll even do that with paint, but not nearly as bad. All right, well, folks, I'm excited. That was awesome. I really kind of figured it would start, but at any rate, but we did find the battery was bad. It's got a bad cell in it. So, but and the fuel pump the diaphragm is leaking a little bit. Now, that being said, it may seal up after it's, but I think I can still buy a diaphragm for those, which probably is not that expensive. But I don't think I need to do anything to the carburetor. I mean, it sat there and idled. So, I think we're good for that point. I think what I'll do is I'll start doing some cleaning up and look for some battery lugs, get that part of it prepared like that, and get it ready to do some stuff with. So I'm happy that it was actually so easy to get it going. Stored in the old garage out there at the farm, and like I said, I know it hasn't ran in, let's see, I'm gonna take that out there. I may have had it running in 2017. Well, yeah, it had a 2017 battery in it. That's right. So yeah, I had it running in the winter of 2017. and got parked back up in the corner, and whenever I needed to move the snow out of the farm, I'd always load that up on the trailer and take it out there. It was just so much easier. Of course, the problem with this is it sits in the garage, and believe it or not, that's where the drift is. So you got to normally dig out, you know, 4 or 5 foot drift just to get to the door of the garage. So it was always easier to take that out, dig the snow out, and then never really needed to get this one out. But at any rate, all right. Thank you very much for watching. I'll bring you back on a little bit more of it when I get some more stuff, and we can kind of go from there. I do still need to do some work on the deck, get it prepared for next spring, because the guy that mows with me currently is mowing it with a little Craftsman mower with a little smaller deck, and he's wanting to ride the tractor like me. And I'll tell you this much: this thing will scoot. When you that hydrostat, when you have that all the way forward, it'll scoot along. So that old 12 horse that's some solid horsepower there. All right, folks. Till we see each other again, I will stop there. A lot of cleanup I got to do. Till the next time we see each other again, have a good day. Well, folks, I figured I'd give you an update here. I went ahead and replaced this battery lug with a good one. You can see this in here pretty much eaten away. So I thought, while I had it apart and had the fuel tank out, I noticed that the tank has this grommet and valve. The grommet goes up into the plastic tank, the bottom of it, and then this valve goes through it, and it's as you can see, it's pretty well shot. So I thought, well, I'll see about getting one, and I'll have to see where I can find one. But while I had this apart, I cleaned it up a little bit, and I took this part here off, unscrewed this out. There's a little O-ring in there that seals it, and this is the little O-ring, and it is pretty bad. So I got into my set of O-rings, and while I had this apart, cleaning it up, cleaning out the inside and so forth, I went ahead and got in my own ring set and found one that fits and put that in there. So the reason I noticed it was probably going to leak is because when I unscrewed this, there was no drag whatsoever. Now there's a drag on that O-ring. It compresses that O-ring against that shaft and seals it up. So at any rate, we have got it to that point. It did run. Awesome. I got to get some 1/4 inch fuel line. I want to get some line I can run new fuel line. I'm going to check in to see if I can get a pump diaphragm. I'm not, it'll work without it right now, but I might see what I can do as far as getting a pump diaphragm. And then of course we'll need to change the oil and all that stuff, but I want to get it running and so forth. Make sure the hydrostat's still working, which I've got the valve on the hydrostat underneath this cover here. Let me show you here. That little valve right there, you gotta turn it to release the hydrostat so you can actually move it, or freewheels. But at any rate, it's got a fairly new filter on the hydrostat, so I must have changed the hydrostat fluid when I worked on it back in 2017. At any rate, got that all vacuumed out, as you can see. A lot of garbage in there. Some wires that's just come to a point where, until I get some parts and so forth, some stuff to make her run, get her running, we're going to make sure it goes forward and reverse, and so forth like that. And don't want to put too much money into it yet until I find out everything's going to work. Then I might do some more and maybe put a good seat on it, or maybe recover that one, I don't know. Well, that's where I'm at. I'll bring you back when I get more done. I may go ahead and post this video to give you a heads up of what my project was. And my project was to get this running. Well, it's running. It's just now all the other stuff. So got to get a battery that'll maintain a charge, do some other stuff to it, and when I get to that point, I may bring you back and show you what the end result is. But for now, I think I'll go ahead and close out this video, and thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Please like and comment and subscribe. Appreciate the comments, and we'll go from there. Like I said, I will bring you back when I get finished with what I'm going to do with it, and I'll let you hear it run again, and we'll check out the drive mechanisms and so forth. So till then, hey, have a wonderful day.